is I'm going to share with you what may be a rudimentary approach, but it's really effective, and it will expedite the process of getting comfortable and familiar with the tools and the tech and the e-commerce platforms that you need to publish and sell your own content. So really quickly, I'm going to cover this in, I hope, under 5 minutes. It's really that simple. But here's what we do, and here's what I do in particular pretty much every day. Step one is I go into Canva. Canva is a free tool. I actually pay for Canva Pro, and that's only, I think, like $15 or less a month. I think I pay by the year through the App Store, but nonetheless, there's a free version as well, as I'm sure many of you know. It's the same tool, you just have less features and functionality in the free version, but it's certainly good enough to do everything we're covering here quite skillfully and quite profitably. So I go to Canva. I have a series of designers and artists within the platform that I particularly like and have saved, and I will share those with those of you who would like a list of those folks. These are free. These are people I don't know. They are designers from all over the world who create templates for Canva around all sorts of different digital product types. So there's planners and workbooks and ebooks and e-zines and calendars and cards and just about every sort, posters, like just about every kind of design that you can imagine creating, any kind of product that you can imagine creating. There is a template that you can access that will give you a 80% head start, sort of the cheat code for getting the product done in, a hurry. So I'll take one of the, generally what I'll do in the morning is I will look at some of the new templates that have been added from the folks that I have saved on this list. And sometimes there's not anything new for a couple of days. Sometimes there's stuff that's new every day that I like or don't like. But in general, this is usually a quite a profitable exercise in finding great looking designs for the kinds of products that I'm trying to create that I could not do on my own because I'm colorblind and I'm not a designer. So this allows me very quickly to have the sort of foundation, the bones of a product created. If it's a workbook, if it's a set of mindfulness cards, if it's a heuristic or a worksheet for a particular type of client, if you're working in mental health, for an example, as everyone I imagine who's listening to this largely is, there is a plethora of workbooks, planners, heuristics, all those sorts of digital downloads that you can actually customize. And then you can either give away to your clients, you can use them as part of your newsletter, giveaway campaign or free gifts or whatever, marketing speak would apply to that idea. Or you can sell them. I mean, you could do all of those things. You could do some combination of those things. And that's exactly what we do every day. So essentially, you're going to download, let's say I want to create a workbook. All I'm going to do is pick a workbook template that I have saved, or find a new one. Generally, because I'm a bright and shiny, object person, I'm always looking for new stuff, even though the stuff I have currently is good enough, right? It was good enough a week and a half ago to get me excited, but now the dopamine dump of looking for something new, takes over, and I spend way too much time trying to find nicer designs and aesthetics. So don't do that, because it's always a time suck that I regret later. And then essentially, I will take questions from my community, and I will, so I have things saved like I'm doing here, and I'll add those to the workbook. So if there's a workbook that has, a template that has 10 questions on X or, self-care workbooks or anxiety workbooks, I'll just change the questions. So rather than reading what the template designer used, now I'll change them to real questions that real people, my own community, have asked, and then I will either answer them or give them the opportunity to answer them as part of the workbook. And the other part of this that is really easy if you don't have anyone to ask, because I know people are thinking, well, I don't have any subscribers to ask what their problems are, what their questions are. Go to answerthepublic.com. And again, I've covered this in other audios as part of this series, but it's a free tool. At least I think it's still free. I haven't looked at it in about 2 months, but it gives you the ability every day to search for questions that real people in your real area of expertise are asking Google and the search engines that you can answer extemporaneously, probably much the way I can, without even thinking, right? So all you're going to do is take a set of questions and answer them and create like a short course or an ebook or a digital download and or a planner or one of these like workbooks where you're asking people to interact with the questions, so you can answer something and then ask them to answer something in the next page, which is generally the way I will do it. So page number 1 would be, what do you do? What do I do when anxiety strikes from a mindfulness or CBT or DBT perspective? Mindfulness is more my area of expertise rather than CBT or DBT. But you could have an answer there that is recommended per the way you practice. And then the next page would say, like, what do you do? And you're asking the audience or the reader or the subscriber or the customer, to fill that in, right? You can do this with planners, with calendars. I mean, I've filled out calendars with steps to follow, let's say from a marketing or a content creation standpoint or a book writing standpoint for our tinybookabout.com community. And then I'll give them a blank copy too, right? So the calendar would have my filled out like schedule and recommendations, and then a second copy that they can fill out. These are all really popular content types or product types that you can literally do using Canva templates that look professionally polished, aesthetically beautiful, and that are kind of stupid easy to get done in a short afternoon. You can add audio like this. You can do all this via audio too. You can give the workbook out as a sort of secondary gift or secondary value add proposition. You can combine a workbook with a planner or a workbook / planner and calendar and audio, etc. You can do all or as much or as little as you think your audience will find compelling and valuable. And then finally, you pick a platform to upload your content to. Very easy. Something like Gumroad is perfect. Something like Squarespace. If you have a Squarespace site, like I know many of you do, is they have a store functionality, a shop functionality, an e-commerce functionality. I don't use Squarespace, so I'm not familiar with how that works, but I'm sure it's no different than all of the alternatives and analogs. There are lots and lots of cool tools that you can use to deliver the final product to your clients, to your customers, and charge for, and have a financial transaction take place. I've recently started using WeTransfer Pro, which is the popular file transfer service, now offers the ability in beta. So I don't know if this is available for everybody. I got access to it where it allows you to sell your products using a checkout. So you can actually upload these, huge files to WeTransfer and now, charge your that link can have a price attached to it. So folks have to pay for it to download the file. You can use WooCommerce, Shopify. There are just tons and tons. There's TypeDream, Lemon Squeezy, Buy Me a Coffee. The amount of options to sell products like this, digital downloads, is really functionally, probably growing by the week. So you can use Stripe directly. You can use PayPal directly. All these things are, very, very easy to research and discover the best one for you. And that's really it. And then it's just a matter of iterating and optimizing, tweaking, critiquing, and improving the process, creating new products, adding more content to your store, and just, and building up momentum and the confidence that you can do this and do it well. And before you know it, you have a tiny empire of super profitable products or super prolific products. Maybe if it's not profitable yet, you just got to keep on going, because that's something that people get discouraged or dissuaded by if they're not making money right away. They think, screw it, I can't do this. The key is just iterating. You just have to keep going, because sooner or later, if you're doing quality work, and you're creating quality products for a target market or audience, you are going to make sales, and those folks are going to become your evangelists for promoting your brand, your books, your business, your store, everywhere else. You can also incorporate affiliates and partners. We're not going to cover that here because I've already gone well over my 5-minute time allotment. So that's pretty much a great way of getting started. Canva Pro, if you want to have some nicer designs, and then just start creating just killer stuff that makes you happy and that makes other people happy and that inspires and empowers other people in an area that you have much experience and much expertise. Okie doke. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. As always, I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening. And if you have